Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our presentation about Supercell. Our team is composed by Miguel, Roberto, Jiakai, Juan Diego, and I, Curro. And today we will analyze and talk about the history of Supercell and its four main key values. So first things first, what is Supercell? Supercell is the creator of many mobile games such as Clash of Clans, Clash Royales, Boom Beach, Heyday, and many other games that have gone viral in many app stores of many different operating systems. So what are the, well, as we have seen in class, we are going to talk about autonomy, speed, openness, and impact, which are the main key values of digital business. So the beginning of Supercell goes back to 2010, which in that time, the creators had no idea of what it was going to be. They didn't pivot to a certain type of device until later in the decade. They decided to go mobile first, which allowed them to get an advantage in the gaming industry. So Supercell, the name actually comes from the work strategy. Supercell employs a small set of teams to create and develop the games, which they call cells. So they would have one cell working on one thing, another cell working on another thing, which allowed them to be more efficient when creating these games. Then they fastly became the leader of the mobile gaming industry, which was possible because they decided to target the mobile first strategy. First they decided tablet first, and then they changed towards a mobile first strategy, which gave them a huge advantage in their industry. Now, their timeline for the first years, which are the ones that I've included here, because I think they're the ones that are most critical for the company. From 2013, 2014 onwards, everything went on very smoothly, so I didn't feel like it was necessary to include them here. So first, in 2010, it was launched, Supercell, in Finland. It's a Finnish company. Then it launched its first game, which later it decided to get rid of. But I mean, it gave them some publicity. And then in 2012, it created Clash of Clans, which was its huge game that made the company super successful and really profitable. And then in 2013, it made a more global expansion with offices in Korea, Japan, the US, and Finland, and another one in Finland. Now for autonomy, Roberto is going to talk about it.
Hi, yes, I'm going to talk about the part of autonomy. With respect to autonomy, as Kuro said before, this company, Supercell, has been famous or has achieved this success thanks to the fact of individualizing and the decentralization of their teams, in create small teams in which each project will be managed by them specifically. And when you think of a large company, mainly you think of a millionaire company with huge facilities where there are lots of workers and a stressful environment, but this is not the case of Supercell. This company has around 330 workers, and the good point of this strategy of this decentralization and creation of small teams is that each team will have its own responsibility and they will be more committed to what they are doing, to their project, so the results will be also better. So with this we refer to how trust and this commitment and to give autonomy and responsibility in a decentralized organization will give more more successful result to a company, and this is even more important in the case of the software companies, in which this trust and to work with your partner is more important even. So it was definitely a key part for Supercell, the fact of mastering this skill, this part. And if we're talking about autonomy, we cannot forget the community that Supercell has, because this is one of the main strengths of this company, since they don't have to deal with lots of problems or issues that may happen on their space or around their community, because it will be the own members of this community, the ones that will help and that will support and welcome the new entrants and the possible or potential issues that the current ones have. Now, Miguel is going to talk about speed.
Okay, so I'm going to analyze the second factor, which is speed, that is critical for all type of companies, but more for one that combines the sector of gaming and mobile. And as you can see, Supercell has launched 5 successful games in 7 years, but that's not all the work they have done, as they have developed many other games that they were not launched to the global market, but they served as ideas and as knowledge for future projects. So Supercell thinks that these projects are not failures, but just hypotheses and knowledge that you can apply in other occasions. And they ask, and they ask their employees to constantly be creating ideas and to be innovative. So they have a very big online community in which they can share all their knowledge or their opinions or all the information they have, and they can do it through clans, through forums, or maybe through other websites like Telegram, Twitter, WhatsApp. There are many ways to interact. And this is all done through online communities that are platforms in which Supercell has connected tons of people, and they share their opinions. Another important factor in which we can distinguish speed is in the in-game purchasing model. So it's as easy and fast as entering in the application, and then you can purchase whatever you want. You have to introduce your Touch ID or use a pre-introduced credit card, and it's as simple as and as fast as that. And now Jiakai will continue with openness.
So I want to start defining what is openness. Openness is being open instead of sharing information, so employees can know what's going on, and so employees is a part of the important thing of the company, right? They started being a very small company in Helsinki, and they later expand to the world with only around 300 employees, and so from Helsinki to the world, they expand very, very quickly. They have a rule that is they want to search the best employee for each area of the company. So they have a code like the best or nothing. Every team needs a good boss, but in this case we want to refer it as a leader, because a boss is someone who manages the employees, but in this case we want to talk about leader, who is someone that inspires employees and inspires employees and to create very important games. Here is Ilka Panamin and Mikko Kodisoha, that is the founders of Supercell and the masters of openness. Here now, my partner Diego is talking about the impact of Supercell.
Hello, okay. Now I'm going to speak about the impact of a software giant, all right? So in the end, the impact of a company is the most important value, all right, as we know. And I'm going to start with a question. So how many of you have ever played a Supercell game, like Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, whatever? Okay, nice. We can see that it hasn't got many impact here, but anyways. Okay, so how do I? All right, I'm going to start sharing some data to you to get into Supercell, right? So it has around 100 daily users worldwide, which more than doubles the population of Spain. Okay, this can be easy to say, but for instance, TikTok has less active users in Europe than Supercell worldwide. Okay, so in 2015, they reported 2.3 billion in revenue, which in benefit equals like 2.6 million per day. Okay, 2.6 million per day in benefits. It's important to say that. Overall, they have made from 2010 to 2020, they have made more money than Grand Theft Auto 5, League of Legends altogether. Okay. So lastly, not lastly, okay. So another key value of them is that they have created and invented some patents. Maybe you cannot see them because they are not relevant to say, but they are all related to software, graphical interfaces, user experience, etc. Okay. So predicting their success, the Tencent holding, which also owns Riot Games, which is League of Legends, WeChat, 5% of Tesla, for instance. They bought an 80% of the company in 2016 for 10.2 billion. Okay, so that's all from Pat. Thank you, and if you want to make any questions, perfect. If not, as well. Okay.
Thank you very much, but we don't have